Hello crafty friends, welcome to another Level Up Your Layouts video. In videos 1 to 4 in this series we looked at various aspects of the rule of thirds. Today we're going to focus on the visual triangle, and in our next video, which will be along sometime in the future obviously, we're going to look at diagonal designs. So let's dive straight in. What is a visual triangle? A visual triangle is an imaginary triangle drawn between 3 points on your card. So why would we draw an imaginary triangle on the front of our card? Well, having elements arranged in a triangular fashion creates flow. It guides the viewer's eye around the card to areas of importance, and it allows the viewer to take in the whole design, the colours, textures, shapes, images and words. So how do we go about creating a visual triangle? Well, you need 3 similar elements on the front of your card. You can vary the size, shape, colour, the overall weight of those elements. You can have one larger than the other 2, or you could have a colourful one and the other 2 be black and white, something like that. A personal preference of mine is to avoid right-angled triangles. I like to have my visual triangles look a little bit wonky, and I'll show you what I mean as we make today's card. And this is the sketch that I followed for today's card. I've created a visual triangle using circles. I've got 3 different sizes of circles, and butterflies. I've got 3 different sizes of butterflies, and as you can see with these red lines you get a triangular formation, a visual triangle that guides the eye around the card, allowing the recipient to appreciate the whole of the front of the card. Right, let's get making. So I took a piece of washi tape and placed it on the back of a stitched rectangle panel. I just use this to temporarily adhere my panel in the middle of my 5x7 inch card blank. I wanted a nice chunky border around the outside of this card. I then took a ruler and a pencil and worked out where 1/3 of the way down from the top was and 1/3 of the way in from the right was, and I drew a line there because that's where I wanted to put my sentiment, on the intersection of the right hand vertical line and the top horizontal line. The reason I didn't use a grid for this, an acetate grid, was because I haven't made one for this size of card. For my sentiment, I chose a Best Wishes stamp from Clearly Besotted, and I lined it up on that pencil line that I drew. I then picked it up with my door and removed the pencil line with an eraser. And then I took some flitter glue and sponged it onto my stamp and stamped it onto my card panel. I then added some foil to foil my stamped image. And if you want to know more about this technique, then check out my 9 ways to foil with stamps video. I'll leave a link in the video description. Once that was all done, I took 3 stitched circle die cuts that I cut from white card, and I embossed them using an embossing folder with a kind of dotty trail on it, which I felt would work well with the butterflies. I then used tape runner to adhere my card panel onto my card front. I decided I wanted to add a little bit of dimension to my card, so I took some foam circles and added them to the back of the white die cut circles. After removing the release paper, I added the circles as per the sketch. And then I set about making my butterflies. I die cut my butterflies from smooth white card, and then I used Kitsch Flamingo, Distress Oxide and a finger dauber to colour them pink. To bring in a bit of variation and depth, I used some seedless preserves to add a blush to the edges of the wings and to the body area. I did add a little bit of extra Kitsch Flamingo where I felt the seedless preserves was too bold. I then spritzed my butterflies with a white shimmer spray to give them a little bit of pearlescence, and then I dried them with my hairdryer. As well as cardstock butterflies, I die cut out some vellum butterflies using the same dies, and then I dipped my pink butterflies in some high-tack white glue and stuck them on top of their coordinating vellum butterfly. This just added a little layer of something extra created an ethereal feel. To add my butterflies, I just dipped them again in the high-tack white glue and placed them as per the sketch. I didn't stick them down completely flat because I wanted the wings to lift up a bit and make the butterflies look as if they were fluttering. To bring in a bit of bling, some gloss, some dimension, I added butterfly bodies using pale gold Nouveau drops. And then I dotted these around as well to create some more energy and a sense of flow. And that was this card finished. I hope you can see how the visual triangle has taken shape and how the butterflies, because there's movement in the butterflies and that triangular shape between them, they guide the eye around the card, allowing the recipient to take in the whole card, including the sentiment. And here is another card for you. This visual triangle is formed from a large gold coloured branch and two small clusters of gold circles that echo the berries or leaves on the gold branch. So you don't have to have the same image or element for your visual triangle. And on this card, I've created a visual triangle using flowers arranged around the edge of some layered circles. Right, that's it for today. Do check the video description though for a link to the videos that I've already mentioned. Also, there will be a link to a handout which has all of today's sketches in and a brief summary of the visual triangle. I hope you found today's video helpful and you can see how the visual triangle is a good layout tool. And I hope this video has given you a few ideas. If it has, do let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to see more from me, do subscribe and ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.